final at the MCG. Carlton and Richmond. We go into the final quarter with Carlton leading by 54 points. 25-9 Carlton to 15-15 Richmond. Richmond started this match odds-on favourites to take out the 72 flag, but Carlton back there. O'Connell knocks the ball away. A chance for McMillan. McMillan over towards Cumming. A hand pass here by Baum over to Barry Richardson. Into an open goal. It's there. Can Richmond get back? Can they? McMillan is off, rather McKellar is off. Apparently so.
Yes, Mike, and we see the big whale coming on now. Ex-South Australian, Western Australian, about 16.5 stone. He hasn't played a full game for some time, so this won't matter because he's only got a quarter to play. There's Sid Jackson, been a great player. So is Paul Spell, who gets the kick for Richmond. Could be a free kick here, given to McMillan. And they certainly need every kick they can get. They've got a tremendous leeway to make up, but Richmond are a tremendously fit side, so we'll see what happens. There's the punch down from McKay, going towards Keogh. Been a great player today. He drives out to the wing position where Carlton, again, using the space as a punch across here by Dill. A great piece of work by Dill. Took punishment doing so, tapped on by Walls, the best man on the ground so far, to Jackson. He's down to Big Nick. Big Nick almost got a push in the back, but it's come through towards Highwood. He's in trouble because he's tackled by Gallagher. He's under pressure and bundled over the line, and could be a free kick. Yes, the umpire has picked out the free kick to Highwood. And Nichols guarding the mark, not even inside the ground. That's how keen Big John Nichols is. He's put in a superb performance himself today as Highwood kicks now to the half-back flank. Walls is in there, goes for the mark, goes to ground. Walsh, hand pass across to Bartlett. Players have been instructed, obviously, to handball to Bartlett, who's drifting around the ground, playing a great game. Coming through there, Southby relieves the pressure of the left foot up towards centre, where Dixon almost takes the mark. Spill, Bond there, the racer. He's got tons of space to go for a bounce. Tons of pace, tons of space. Goes for the kick. Not a good kick. Baum has the ball knocked away from him. Comes to Sheedy, the back pocket. Can he get a goal? Knocked over beautifully by Baum. A goal to Richmond there. Fantastic piece of work by Neil Baum. He's been a great player for Richmond today. Got it to Ian Stewart, who quickly got his foot to the ball and scrambled through a goal. Richmond
in the final quarter, but they're picking up now. Can they go on with it? Carlton, they don't want to relax, or the flag won't be theirs. The flag that looked so surely theirs at three-quarter time. Here's Francis Burke picking up. Burke going for a run. That's a beautiful kick out towards the flank position on the outer side. You saw Sheedy held in by Dool. Dool tries a long hand pass over towards Dixon. Good play. Dixon with plenty of space in front of him. Puts his boot in, but it won't come off, however. Hart threw himself at the ball, but got into trouble. But he recovers magnificently, as a champion does. His kick over the centre towards centre half forward, and McMillan has taken the mark. McMillan plays on immediately. Here's a go, but a mark to Mackay of Carlton. Mackay of Carlton now over the centre, up towards centre half forward for the Blues. Jackson in front, the whale knocks the ball away. Too big and strong, taken by Armstrong. Armstrong up to the forward zone. Up goes Boyan, it's very high, but it's sharked by Gallagher. Gallagher across towards the worm. Jesselenko, it's his. Jesselenko's kick. He's got 5 on the board, and he is no more than 35 yards out, directly in front. Number 25, what a player. The ball being returned to Jesselenko. Very cool and calm about the whole business. Jesselenko, 35 yards out, directly in front, kicking up to the scoreboard end. Lining them up. Really going for the doctor. It's on its way. It's a goal. That's his 6th. And Carlton, moment.
26 goals, 9 Carlton. Richmond 17 goals, 15.
5 minutes into the final quarter of the 72 grand final.
Each time that Richmond come back, as has been the way all day, each time that Richmond look as though they're going to come back, you'll find Carlton steadying and, you know, equaling the score, and in many cases coming back with 2. As again, Jones gets a knock. He's been a great player all day. It comes through to Keogh using his pace. Keogh hooks the ball back. The bounce of the ball beats both Walsh and Lucas. The ball coming through to Highwood. Highwood's there. He's got plenty of time to steady. His kick, though, there's a poor one off the side of the boot. Big Jones is up high, and Jones it is who takes the mark. One of Carlton's real stars today, Peter Jones, has not gone off the ball at any stage so far in this game. It's just short of centre half-back. Jones kick. It's a good kick from Jones, right down to the half-forward line. Walls punches the ball on. Lucas coming through. So too was Jesaulenko. He knocks the ball through. Big Roberts is there. Jesaulenko almost takes the ball away. Roberts knocks the ball out. It's taken by Clay. His left foot goes high. Up high was Neil Chandler. It comes through to McMillan. He's under pressure. Gets a hand pass through to Walsh. Walsh runs around. He beats Chandler on this occasion. Walsh's kick goes off the side of the boot, straight into the centre. We find Stewart playing it full forward, and he's right in the centre of the ground with Southby. Stewart's kick goes wide. The bounce of the ball goes straight back and beats Richmond. It's taken by Kevin Hall. He bursts through. A poor kick by Hall. Good play by Southby. It's knocked towards Hart, though. Hart with a long kick down over the half-forward line, but there's nobody home for the Tigers as O'Connell comes out from the back pocket to take a relieving mark.
Keogh's down in trouble.
Keogh in a bit of trouble at the moment, as we find O'Connell's kick. It's a high kick from O'Connell going towards Roberts, and Roberts takes his first mark. A long hand pass goes towards Morris. The bounce favours Morris on this occasion. He runs around. A long hand pass again finds Sheedy. He lines it up this time. It's going straight towards the big one. It's a goal to Sheedy. Kevin Sheedy, that's his first goal. You might want...
They've picked up 12 points so far, and we're 7.5 minutes into the final quarter. Richmond still desperately trying to pull this game out of the fire. Bill Della bounces the ball in the centre of the MCG. The whale, Roberts, uses his strength. Taken there by Morris. Morris kicks down forward. Cumming and O'Connell go for the ball. Southby chips in there. Taken by McMillan into an open goal. There's another one for the Tigers. That's McMillan's second.
And John Nichols is coming on. He said struggled hard all day with no breaks going their way. Over the last few minutes, a few things have come their way, and they naturally have been lifted by it. So Nichols, as a good captain should, senses the situation, and he's taken himself from the forward pocket into the ruck for the first time in this match. There's the knock, goes to nobody in particular. Coming through there was Hart. On the ball is Hart. He's battling tremendously hard. Gets around everybody, goes long towards the square. This will be a crucial situation here as Mackay has the ball, puts away, and there's Sheedy rushing in. He's kicked the goal. That's a goal to Sheedy. A great effort by Neil Baum. Contested very...
Richmond started off 54 points down, and now they're only 30 points down. Can they take out the flag after trailing badly for so long? It's Bartlett kicking the ball down forward. McMillan misses a run of it. In comes Kevin Hall. It's Southby there. Southby's kick goes up towards centre half forward for the Blues. They fly high. Hunt's mark for mine. No, it's going the other way. It's called play on, and it's Carlton into attack. Listen to the Richmond crowd. Jesaulenko and Dick Clay doing battle. The ball forced over the boundary line, and there'll be a throw-in. John Nichols speaking to the runner, sending a message to somebody. We wait for the ball to be thrown in. Midway between the half-forward flank and forward pocket for Carlton on the outer side of the ground. The Blues kicking up to the scoreboard end. The throw-in takes place. Jones and Roberts. Jones using... or Roberts rather using his strength, gets it out. It's taken by Sproul. Sproul into the centre, and Barry Richardson is marked. Richardson, Nick on the mark. John Nichols. Richardson's kick goes towards the flank on the outer side of the ground. Sheedy and Dool doing battle. And I think Dool, it was tit for tat. And we'll find that the kick will be going Carlton's way by the look of it. Be taken by Dool. They didn't fancy that sort of treatment, apparently. The flying doormat, they call him. There's his kick. Going over the centre. Up towards the flank position on the outer side of the ground. Hunter hand pass over to Francis Burke. Burke towards centre half forward. But again we find Carlton in the way, this time in the person of Kevin Hall. Hall at the true centre half-back position. Goes wide to the wing on the outer side of the ground. Here's a go. Sproul is there, but the ball is knocked away from him. Picked up by Roberts. Roberts goes to punch it, changes his mind, eventually does so over to Bartlett. Bartlett coming around that outer flank now. Up towards the pocket on that outer side. Baum flies high. Here's a go. Stewart picks it up. Stewart steadies. He kicks. right across the face of goals. The ball bounces. O'Connell, he's the saviour for Carlton. He's still going, O'Connell, but he's in awful trouble. Eventually gets his kick. Well done, son. But there's nobody home for the Blues. It's taken by Francis Burke. Burke gets it across here to Morris. Morris breaks clear, but his kick is smothered by Southby. It's taken by Walsh of Richmond. Walsh's kick is a long one down forward. It's swinging in, but through for one behind.
And as John Nichols sensed, Carlton, I think they thought the game was over. Richmond, knowing that they're a good side, refused to give in. 29
points of difference, and we're 12 minutes into the final quarter.
As Southby goes to the outer side of the ground, a good mark taken out there in front of the pack by Neil Chandler. Chandler copying one behind the ear to go on with. Chandler on the half-back line for his side. A high kick by Chandler, but it covers a lot of distance. Down to the half-forward line. Roberts can't take the mark. Walls comes through, quickly gets the boot to the ball. It goes wide on the half-forward flank. It's out of bounds. Bounced before the line, though, and we'll find a throw-in on the half-forward flank, outer side of the ground, with Carlton going to the scoreboard end of the ground. 29 points separating the sides as we find Peter Jones and Roberts. Roberts slips at the crucial stage. Jones knocks, is taken by Bartlett. He's under a lot of pressure, can't get the ball away from Keogh. There must be a ball up as neither player could take possession, and umpire Della comes in and does exactly that. As Della bounces, it's again, it's Jones and Roberts. Roberts gets a knock, looking for Boynage. Boynage gets a big punch. It's taken there by Bond. Bond's kick goes into the centre of the ground. McMillan was up high. It's punched away by Hurst. Then Stewart comes through. Stewart puts the ball onto the right foot. It goes towards Richardson. And Barry Richardson takes the mark at centre-half forward. Richardson now playing at centre-half forward. He's had a few moves today, like many of the Richmond players. He's kicked 3 goals. He's 60 yards out from goal. It's a lovely kick. It's offline. It's just a little short. A good mark by Dool. He plays on quickly, running around the boundary line. He goes to half-back, looking for Robertson in the centre. He finds Robertson. Robertson, a long hand pass to his skipper in John Nichols. And Nichols goes through the centre. A long kick. He finds Rex Hunt. And this time Hunt mark has been paid. Hunt at centre-half back. He started the game there, was moved to centre-half forward and to full forward. Now he's back. His kick's off the side of the boot. It goes towards Robertson and Burke. Both players tired at the moment. It's close to the boundary line. Robertson takes the ball over the line, and we'll find a throw-in. Centre wing position, members stand side of the ground. It's John Nichols and Big Roberts. There's plenty of weight there. Nichols gets a knock down to Robertson. Robertson close to the line once again. He's bundled out of the way by Burke. And again, we'll find a throw in almost the identical position. Again, it'll be Nichols and Roberts. Nichols in front, Roberts from behind. Gets a big knock, but he's right in the middle of John Nichols' back. John Nichols taking plenty of time, allowing his side to settle down. We're 15 minutes into this final quarter. As Nichols taking all the time in the world, saying to the whole Carlton side by his actions, steady play up. We need a goal at the moment. It's a lovely kick by Nichols. Goes to the half-forward line. Walls misses the mark. It comes through to Highwood. He's under pressure. Gets a hand pass through to Clay. Clay bursts through the pack. Looking into the centre. Roy's Hart was up high but couldn't take it. Chandler bursts through the pack. He looks for Walls. It's going towards him, and Walls does. Walls takes the mark. There must be a 15-yard penalty, I'd say, as Ray Boynage knocked Walls over. A foolish one by Boynage Sanders. It puts him right on the square. Walls has kicked 5 from centre-half forward. A great opportunity to bring up his 6th and steady the game for the Carlton side. Walls kick right through. You can see Peter Jones signalling that it's full points, and that's Walls' 6th. And Carlton go back to a 35-point advantage as they go to 27 goals 9. Look at the kicking, 27-9. Richmond 20 goals 16, 36 shots each, and yet there's 35 points separating the two sides. And it was mentioned by Ron Barassi, this is, you know, indicative of the difference in class between the two sides. We're going to find Gary Crane coming on as Crane's running around the boundary, getting ready to come on. Bill Della. There's Gary Crane. Looks like Gallagher being spoken to.
16 and a half minutes into the final quarter of the 72 grand final. Bartlett trying to come through with it. Couldn't get away. Hurst picking the ball up, handing it back to Bill Della. The bounce. A little into Richmond's territory, but the bounce brings it back right into the centre. You can see the circle there as Francis Burke comes out with the ball, and looks like Bill Della will bounce it once again. 35 points of difference, right, Bobby?
That's right, Mike.
There they go. Hurst gets up high. Had plenty of opposition, though. Keogh almost had it, but taken by David Dixon. Dixon a long kicked into the forward zone for the Blues. Jesselenko's there. He's smothered, however. Robert Walls takes it. Walls down forward. Jones knocks the ball away. Here's Jackson after it. He's got opposition. Highwood gets bowled over. Through comes Walsh. Walsh of Richmond pushing the ball in front of him. He's got possession. Oh, he's unloaded. He's unloaded. And Walsh's free kick. A hand pass over to Burke. Burke from the half-back flank on the member stand side. Kicks towards centre half forward. They fly high. Stewart has the ball knocked away by Southby. Cumming gets it to Morris. Morris a long hand pass to Sheedy. Sheedy a short one. He's popped it through. Back to 29 points of difference. That's Sheedy's third in this
side. Gone at half-time, the same at three-quarter time, but they've put in an enormous effort, which has been particularly hard to do because they've had no players virtually in form. But every player has lifted himself up by the bootstraps today as John Nichols gets the big centre bounce knock. It goes toward Bonds, who will go for a burn here. No worries at all. A hand pass across here to the three-goal man. But it didn't come off because it wasn't a good hand pass by Bond towards Sheedy. The kick comes towards Sid Jackson. He's been a good player for Carlton today. Balks around his opponent. Will drive now up towards the square as Percy Jones is in the box seat, but it comes to Highwood, who hand passes. Has it snatched away by Jesselenko.
7 goals.
That's what they call a perfect interception.
18 and a half minutes into the final quarter.
That's again the answer that Carlton is for a grand final. I think he joins about 5 or 6 players, so I think everybody in the stadium, if they knew this fact, and I'm sure a lot do, would like to see Jesselenko get 8 and break the record.
Wonderful football from Carlton, but the Tigers, they'll still be in there fighting to the final siren. They still have hopes of winning it. Don't kid yourself about that. Waltz down to the half-forward flank on the outer side. Dill comes out on top. Over to Dixon. Desperate tackling from Sheedy. Look at this. Well played, Richmond. A hand pass to Morris. Morris to Bartlett. Bartlett down forward. Mackay is running back, and he takes a safe mark in defence. David Mackay of Carlton. He'll go along the outer flank. Mackay's kick. Going deep to the flank position on that outer side. They fly high. It's taken by Gallagher almost, but it's Bartlett coming out on top. The umpire's whistle is gone, and a free kick going Carlton's way. Bill Della. There's Dixon. Three-quarter time. The doctor had a good look at him. I don't think he's feeling too happy at the moment, but in about 10 minutes' time he might be feeling a lot happier than he is right now. Will Carlton hang on to take out the flag as Dixon kicks? His kick goes in towards the centre of the MCG. Lucas couldn't hold it. Through they come. Armstrong is there. The ball picked up by Roberts of Richmond towards centre half forward. The mark taken by Kevin Hall of the Blues in defence. Hall at centre half back, about to drive Richmond out. Richmond still struggling. The do-or-die effort as we watch Hall. Hall's kick goes to the wing position on the outer side. Up goes Royce Hart, and a captain's mark taken by the great Richmond champion. His boots come off, but he kicks without the boot. Down towards the pocket on that outer side. Southby knocks the ball away. Through comes McMillan. Couldn't get the run of it. Hurst is there. Hurst comes out with the ball. Well, what's the umpire going to do? He's going to bounce it. A bounce midway between the forward pocket and half-forward flank on the outer side for the Tigers. There's the big knock away. It goes to Bartlett. He's roving well. Bartlett swings it around towards the goal square. Here's a go. Sheedy. He could be paid it. Yes, he will. He'll be paid it. He's kicked three in this final quarter. And this could be his 4th coming up. He is only 15 yards out, directly in front at the 21-minute, or coming up to the 21.5-minute mark into the final quarter. Sheedy couldn't see him missing it. There it goes. Oh, good God, he has. Well, there you are, Bobby. I must have joned him, and I apologise.
Towards the outer side of the ground. It's a high kick, not a good kick in comparison to the normal South Beach kicks, but it's punched clear of the pack, and it goes over the line, and we'll find a throw-in on the half-back flank, outer side of the ground. It's Jones and Roberts. Roberts was up high. Jones naturally would be tired as Bartlett's kick smothered by Dool. Gets a hand pass back to Armstrong. Armstrong now goes into the centre of the ground. There's Robert Wolves. Wolves bursts through. Gets a hand pass across to Gary Crane. Crane grabs hold of the ball. His kick smothered. It's taken by Wayne Walsh. He comes through to the centre of the ground. A long kick down to the half-forward line. Almost a good mark to Kevin Hall, but as the players go on, it's Armstrong who grabs it, puts it wide. It's all Richmond's. We find Royce Hart there. Hart walks back. A long kick by Hart goes down towards the forward pocket. Balme comes out, almost a mark. It's now taken by Southby. Southby steadies play up with a long hand pass. It goes straight though. It's Sproul who grabs it, puts it back into the goal square. Up high was Sheedy, but couldn't take the mark. It comes through to Ian Stewart. He dives over the ball. So too does Hurst. McConnell kicks the ball off the ground, but already
just as well the whistle
had blown the whistle to indicate that he was going to bounce the ball.
23 minutes into the final quarter. The bounce of the ball about to take place. You can see where it is. Only yards out from the Richmond goal. There goes Brian Roberts, taps the ball down. It's picked up by Ian Stewart. He swings around, he kicks, but he's hooked it around far too much, and it's out of bounds on the full. David Mackay will take the resultant kick. Mackay, number 43 for Carlton. Carlton look like going on to the 72 premiership. And what a night there'll be tonight. A hot time in the old town. Here comes Mackay. Mackay's kick. Out to the half-back flank on the outer side of the ground. Hart in front takes the mark. He's about to play on, and he gets the gift as Gallagher falls over. Southby there, taken by Mackay, however. Mackay straight into no man's land. They're coming at it from all angles, as you can see. The ball being juggled there by Chandler. Chandler comes out with it, hooks it around. He gets it across here towards Armstrong. Armstrong to the centre half-forward position. Jesselenko is completely surrounded. They're on top of the ball, and there'll be a ball up at the centre half-forward position for Carlton. Carlton are 28-9 to Richmond 21-17. The knockaway. Jackson comes in there, picked up by Dick Clay. Clay goes out to the flank on the outer side of the ground. Bond couldn't control it. He runs into Jesselenko. Jesselenko in a lot of trouble there, and he could get a free. Look at this. Temper's getting a little frayed out there. As Jesselenko, he's a long way out. He'd have to kick this 80 yards to put it through. He's kicked 7. And I'll tell you something, he's going to have a go at it too. It'll be a mammoth kick if he does put it through. Up it comes. It's on its way. It's dropping on the edge of the goal square. The ball taken by Cumming. He tries a hand pass over towards Clay. Clay of Richmond gets his kick to the wing position on the outer side. The players racing for it. Sproul is there. Sproul comes out on top. A hand pass over to Barry Richardson. Barry Richardson in trouble. Back to Sproul. Sproul of Richmond in towards centre half forward. Players fly high. The ball's knocked away from Stewart by Southby. Goes to Armstrong. Armstrong with a half forward flank for Carlton on that outer side. Up goes Walls. He knocks the ball away from Bond. Bond is close to the boundary line. Good play. A hand pass over towards Cumming. Cumming runs into Keogh but keeps going. Cumming picks up his kick. Goes to the half-forward flank on that outer side. Barry Richardson going for it there with Southby. Southby almost put a policeman over the fence. And the policeman must have shuddered a bit to see two hulking footballers bearing down on him full speed ahead. There'll be a throw-in on the half-forward flank for Richmond on that outer side. Jones, a tireless effort today, but I think he's pretty well gone now. Ball picked up by Cumming. The kick smothered. The chance for Dixon. He couldn't clear it, however. Picked up by Jones. An awkward sort of hand pass goes to Kevin Hall. Hall to the half-forward flank for Carlton on that outer side. And Hunter one-hander. And look at this. Play goes on. Out comes Highwood with the ball. Highwood of Richmond on the wing position, but he's weary. He dropped it, but he hand passes over to Bond. Bond steadies and a long kick down forward. Balmer's there, but look at the opposition he's got. They fly, and it's a mark Richmond's way to Hart. Hart's kicked 1 goal. He would be 45 yards out. He's on an angle, kicking to the Richmond end goal. On its way. It looks pretty good from here. And a goal to Richmond. A goal to Richmond. Coming up to the 27 minutes.
As tired as they are, kicking 5 goals in time on of a grand final. But Richmond, you know, they are not going to be denied as they still keep fighting. Gallagher grabs the ball. His kick smothered. It comes back to Gallagher. He puts it down. Through came Walls. Goes through to Lucas. Lucas drives the ball. It's off the side of his boot. Peter Jones is there. He's dog-tired, Jones. Thick play using his pace. Plays there. Jones had nothing left in his legs at all. As the ball goes wide, it's Jackson and Dixon. Jackson leaves the ball for Dixon. He walks around his opponent, steadies play up, puts a short one in and finds Jesaulenko. And you can be certain that it'll be a while before Jesaulenko kicks the ball because he's going to take all the time in the world. Jesaulenko obviously being told, and you could see him nod to Bill Dalla, that Bill Dalla had told Jesaulenko, hurry it up a little bit. Jesaulenko's kick, it's a lovely kick from Jesaulenko, right down to the pocket. The pack fly in front was Boyanich, and it's Boyanich who takes the mark. He plays on quickly with a hand pass, finds Bartlett. Bartlett steadies play up and drives the ball further around, but it finds Dixon. He has the ball knocked away, gets one to go on with. Chandler gets it, hand passes back to Dixon. He left foots the ball down. It's right down, but it's all Richmond. Boyanich puts the ball away from his teammate in Clay. Clay gets a big knock. It goes back to Robert Walls. Walls has his head nearly caught up, but it's called play on as Wayne Walsh grabs the ball, runs away, finds Paul Sproul out on the centre wing position. He's all on his own. He's got yards. He drop kicks the ball in towards centre half forward. Sheedy's going for it, so too is Stewart. Stewart balks back onto the right foot, puts a short one down, and he finds Barry Richardson. Richardson plays on quickly, drives the ball towards the big ones. It's offline though, bounces across, and 1 point only results.
29 minutes into the final quarter of the 7th in Carlton. Great credit goes to both sides. It's been a cleanly fought game, and there's the big whale, Roberts. Too tall for John Nichols, taking the mark. Over to Bartlett it goes. Bartlett showing intelligence, making position. Bartlett down into the forward zone. Barnes completely swamped then. A chance for Kevin Hall. He pushes the ball in front of him. The players are so tired. Picked up by O'Connell. O'Connell now to the half-back flank on the member stand side. And Francis Burke has given away a free kick. Crane to take it. Crane on the half-back flank on the member stand side. A tremendous effort. Look, the scoreboard tells the story. What a great effort. Richmond 22-18. It would have won any other grand final that you could possibly think of except this one, because Carlton are 28-9. A wrestle on the ground there. Don't get too hot now, fellas. We wait for umpire Bill Dalla. We've got to give him a rap too. Great job. He bounces the ball in the centre. Up they go. Nichols is there, taps the ball down. It's taken by Bartlett. Kevin Bartlett to the half-forward flank on the member stand side, but O'Connell stands firm and takes the mark. O'Connell of Carlton limping. Players, they must be dog-tired out there. There's a siren! Siren! Carlton have won it! Carlton have won. Well, Ron Barassi, let's hear a comment from you.
Well, I should imagine the proudest man in the stadium is Big Nick. He's played a tremendous game himself today. He's led the team beautifully. The coaching's been magnificent. The planning has been great, and it's all come to fruition with a magnificent win against a side that was an excellent side throughout the year. Played poorly in the first half, but never gave in the fight, and certainly made Carlton earn their first victory over the Richmond side in 52 years of finals playing. So there's Big John Nichols, the first captain and coach to bring off a premiership since Charlie Sutton in 1954.
A comment from you on the match.
Well, Mike, the scoreboard tells the story, and what a... There it is.
To receive the cup from His Excellency, and now you'll see the Carlton players do a lap of honour. Bert Deacon behind John Nichols. And let me remind you that on Football Inquest tonight at 6:30 we'll have Len Thompson from Collingwood, the reigning Brownlow medalist, Adrian Gallagher from Carlton, Francis Burke from Richmond, John Nichols from Carlton, Royce Hart from Richmond, Alex Jesaulenko from Carlton, and the 1972 grand final umpire Bill Dalla. Oh, what a night it's going to be. Followed at 7 o'clock on the big replay, on 7 at 7, the entire 1972 grand final. Well, there's Big Nick. So you'll be watching Channel 7 from 6:30 on tonight.
Needs 10 men to lift him.
Yes, I wouldn't like to be under there carrying Big Nick.
I think it's little Sid too. Oh, gee, he's a game man.
I must say this about Tommy Hafey, and I say this from personal knowledge. I don't think any guy has ever worked harder for a premiership than Tom. And he's dejected. because Tommy would take this very, very much to heart. On the other hand, the jubilant Carlton players now doing their lap of honour. The capacity crowd at the MCG saw Carlton take out the 1972 flag in a most workmanlike and brilliant fashion. They deserved it.